Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. I'm back here with the dream, Kareem the Dream. Man, introduce yourself. Let the people know, man.
It was good, y'all. My name is KARIMDIALLO.
So,
I'm an apparel designer based in New York.
a man of fashion, but not only putting it on, but getting gritty with the sewing machine and getting it done and making the clothes. Take a walk with me. Take a walk with me. Take a walk. So,
Yeah.
as a young kid growing up, what were your aspirations? Did you always want to be a designer? Talk to me.
Growing up, I'd say just like most kids, especially coming from New York and the Bronx, I was just like in love with basketball a lot. So I was always playing ball. I liked clothes as a part of expressing myself, just getting dressed, going to school, or going out anywhere. But I wasn't really thinking about making clothes.
Gotcha.
I think it's when I got to school and college, when I was trying to figure out what I wanted to study. I felt like I'd rather study something that I was comfortable with growing up, or something that I used as like a tool to express myself.
Okay.
So I learned how to sew. I learned how to like make clothes in general when I got to college, and that was like my degree. I was not trying to be a designer growing up, but it's something I tapped into like pretty recently.
Gotcha. I mean, one African man to another, you know what I'm saying? From Guinea, talk to me. How does the fashion game and the fashion culture look being a Guinean man? Talk to me about that.
I feel like it's still developing.
Okay.
I know the west side of Africa in general, like Senegal, for example, they're starting to grow a lot in their fashion sense.
Okay.
So what I'm seeing in Africa is that they're using what's around them, because there's like a lot of like tailors. There's a lot of young kids who play with fabrics there too, but a lot of them may not have the means to put it together, but they have like the vision.
Gotcha.
So I'd say fashion in Guinea is still growing, but I would hope to definitely lead that charge for them.
Salam alaikum, my brother. You know what I'm saying? As a Muslim man, does your love for Allah seep through your daily life through fashion? Talk to me about that.
Well, I'm always praying, so we can start there. And a lot of what I ask God is to like help guide me in this industry that I'm going into, because I understand. I feel like the industry, for a hot take maybe, but I like hot takes. I feel like there's no God in the industry. It's not about what you believe in, like whether you're Muslim or not. That's not the point.
True.
But I do feel like a lot of morals aren't there. So when I say godless, it's more like I'm learning that I'm using God to take me into this journey, so I'm not like stripped of my principles, because it's very easy for people to like sell themselves. And that's like, especially in fashion, there's like a lot of stereotypes of like what can go on, or like who you have to be or who you have to look like to be accepted in fashion. But as a Black Muslim, African Muslim man in America, there's definitely some challenges that I would have to go against, and I feel like I just pray to God that God helps me through that.
Amen to that, brother. And to the viewers out there, get on your knees and pray. Get on your knees. So I did my research as always. You know what I'm saying? You were a beta member.
Oh yeah.
Correct. So give me your experience about that. How was it being a beta member? Talk to me.
Beta Sigma Kappa, Afro Latino Fraternity Incorporated. Yeah, so I pledged in college my freshman year.
Okay.
And it's just brotherhood of strength and knowledge. BSK. That's kind of like our motto.
Okay.
And I would definitely say those were the moments. Those were like the building blocks that made me who I am today, in terms of like, taking my education very seriously.
Okay.
Being there for my brothers and sisters as well. Always knowing you have a family, that's there for you, like outside of your, original family. My favorite part, I think, about, coming into the organization early on was just how early I did it. Because I was, especially like I was reading a lot of books at the time, a lot of history. So that's why nowadays it's like kind of hard to express yourself when it feels like you're overqualified for certain conversations. because the things like I've like done my research on, not everyone has. So I know it's kind of hard to have certain conversations. Yeah,
okay.
Not to, but not in a way where you want to sound like you know more than everyone. It's just like, you know, just natural conversations are hard to have. But yeah, no, Base of Kappa, it's definitely family, and you know, I appreciate them for instilling a lot of education and like the importance of education, you know, and knowledge.
Living in a turbulent world now. We're living in a turbulent city. You're in a turbulent industry.
Yeah.
Turbulence. I mean, talk to me. How do you stay level-headed?
Taking days to yourself are very important.
Yeah.
Finding a hobby, you know, whether it's sports or you're working out.
Facts.
Family, friends, like just being, I feel like stepping outside of your zone inspires you when you come back to the zone.
That's true.
So I think sometimes stepping away from like the turbulence is not only for peace of mind, but is to also be inspired again, find different, you know, references around the world or like around the people you're around, that could help like spark the next idea, regain like a peace of mind, but at the same time you're still cooking, but you're subconsciously cooking. Like you're not really trying to create something. It just clicks to you.
I need 2 inspos right now. Give me one, your biggest inspo in fashion, and your biggest inspo in the game of life. Talk to me.
Ooh, okay, that's a nice one. So I think my favorite designer is Martine Rose, and she's also one of my biggest inspos. And I would say an inspiration who's also a great designer would be Virgil, because of not just like his designs, but he created like a shift, a big time shift in the culture where a lot of us now are, you know, like we've always had it in us, but we kind of just, a lot of us need to see someone like him on a certain level, looking the way he looked with the background that he has, to dominate
a lot of boundaries.
Pushed a lot of boundaries. To pretty much dominate in an area that is white dominant as well. I say as far as inspiration, he'd be on the top of my list with that. Because he kind of like broke the barrier for like everyone after him, in my opinion. A lot of people now are wearing sneakers with suits. You know, not to say he was the first, but he just made it cool. You know, he made it acceptable. So I'm gonna give that to Virgil. But I'd say Martine Rose is definitely my favorite designer, as well as an inspiration. And one of the biggest reasons why she's my inspiration is because if you like read her story too, like it definitely took her a long time to be where she is today. I know she's like 40 plus now, 41, 42 maybe. Age really doesn't matter, but it is also a reminder that, you know, the chips will fall when they will, and you just got to really stay consistent. You know, no matter where you are, like don't have like a deadline, you know, in front of you. You know, have outlines but not deadlines, you know. So yeah.
and now talk to me one life
one. I'm gonna say Denzel Washington. I'm gonna say Denzel Washington,
the actor.
Yes. Nah, he's definitely like so I was a kid, like I don't know how to explain. He's like he's just that guy. Like he just, damn, I'm trying to think. Like he's just too crazy. Like he's just too crazy. Like he reminds me of my dad too. I say, like a family man. You know, like just takes care of his family, his kids. And I feel like the way Denzel carried himself in a lot of his movies, a lot of his films, kind of reminds it just feels so real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I just think he's the greatest actor ever. But outside of that, he has so many quotables on, you know, how to make it in life. And if you read his story too, just like a lot of successful people, you know, they've struggled like crazy. So I think Denzel, you know, he's like the epitome of, you know, never giving up.
You kind of look like Denzel. No, the industry you're in, I mean, we both know, and I know you're well aware of trends. Ongoing thing. In your eyes, are trends helpful? Are they destructive? Do you like them? Do you follow them? Talk to me about that.
I think trends is like a little bit of everything. So it could be helpful, it could be destructive.
Okay.
I think for me, I like trends only if it's like as a part of like a reference. Like that's like natural. Like you're gonna see somebody wear something, you're gonna find it nice, you know. So I think a trend is good to help someone like get started in finding themselves.
Okay.
I think trends get destructive when people see something and they think that's what they have to be looking like.
I like that.
So I don't think it's so. My issue is like I don't think a trend is it's not the book of like what you should do. Like there's no like physical book. Like it's not like a Bible in the fashion industry where this is what you have to wear for like this many seasons or like this many years. And I feel like people operate as if like you have like this is the rule. Like it's the regulation. Like and for example, trends today like baggy pants and Timbs or like girls wearing like skirts with like cowboy boots. I think those are great, but I don't like it when people say, "Oh, like no one wears skinny jeans no more. Like that's out. Like no one's wearing." And it's like, yeah, I personally don't wear it, but the fact that that used to be a thing is like, why are we always going with like, what's just in? Like if somebody wore skinny jeans now and they pulled it off, it just takes like one person to look great in it, and now everybody's gonna
bring it back.
Bringing back skinny jeans. So it's almost like when we see something today, it's like our eyes look like it looks weird, but it only looks weird because not everyone is wearing it. So, but yeah, like if we was wearing baggy pants and boots before, but during the skinny jeans era, if you wore baggy jeans and boots, you look crazy.
That's
so
very
it's like
true.
that was literally like 2012, 2011. Like it wasn't even that far.
Too long ago. Yep.
Yeah. So that's just like my issues with trends. Like I feel like even like let's say nude colors. Like I love nude colors, but I just hate the fact that like that's become like what you need in your closet. Like you need it's like you just need brown and green. Like you could wear red. I'm telling you could wear other stuff that's fire too.
That was a stab to the chest.
Nah, I'm sorry.
I love my neutrals, man. I'm a sucker for neutrals, man.
I love neutrals. I mean, I love neutrals too. But it's like sometimes you see something fire, and it's like I'm like, yo, no one's even gonna like pick this out because it's not brown and green. Like, you mean tell me you can't wear an orange shirt with like some black pants, black sneakers? Like there's mad different ways. I just think because we capped ourselves in like what we have to wear, it's kind of hard for people to like step out of that. Gotcha. So I would just recommend everyone to like literally do what you want, wear what you want. Obviously, make it make sense. Like I'm not saying go to Payless or anything like that, but like even if you went to like Abercrombie and Fitch, Aeropostale, like you could pull it. Like you could kind of pull it off. I actually feel like those companies would work today.
That's fine
because a lot of people are wearing like graphic tees now too, or clothes that are just like unserious. I feel like Aeropostale, Abercrombie, like they go crazy.
That's fine.
I'm not going to wear it, but again, I'm just trying to like make it easy. I think everyone should have it easy for themselves to like wear whatever. So
to cap it off, what is something new that you're bringing or you're trying to bring to your industry in fashion? Talk to me.
A lot of the clothes I make now, like I want them to be like functional, convenient. So I feel like clothes should definitely be convenient to people wearing them. And I feel like I'm bringing in like a certain aesthetic that is like emphasizing silhouettes and shapes. I like to focus on just structure of the clothing, how they fall, how they just float on you, for example. So I'm very much trying to like redefine like the subtle areas in fashion, like within my clothes. That's not like super loud and complex, like, but more like you're wearing like a uniform at the same time. So I kind of want everyone who's wearing my clothes to feel like they're strong, like because the clothes literally look strong on them. Like, so I feel like what I'm trying to bring is more like confidence, just like more like main character type of energy.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
Sometimes I feel like the fashion industry to me is like I don't know. Remember watching that movie from Disney Channel growing up?
Which
it's
one?
called Sky High.
I don't remember. Was it a basketball one?
Nah, it's like a superhero movie. So it's like a kid that goes to like this school. It's called Sky High, and like every kid there, every student have like their own superpower. Like this kid could fly or a kid could run fast. And it wasn't a cartoon. It was like a real human thing.
Gotcha.
So for me, it's like the fashion industry kind of reminds me of like everyone has like their own superpower, and you know you kind of have to like if you're just the one who could fly, then you have to like stick to that. It's good to like expand yourself too, but you still want to like stick to your niche.
Very true.
You know, so like whatever you specialize in, because the world still needs it.
That's facts.
And I feel like what I'm bringing, like quirky, witty renditions that are not like exaggerated. Okay. You know, that's kind of like how I like in one sentence. Gotcha. You know, clothing that's not exaggerated, but it's still kind of fun. Yeah.
Mr. Kareem the Dream, glad you were able to get on this, man. Haven't known you for long, but I know passion and I know vision when I see it. I remember first seeing the pants and I'm like, what the hell? Like pockets at the bottom. But it's one of those things like you were pointing out, stepping outside the box, but also making it sleek and I don't know, in a way that it's more digestible. Because some people step outside the box and they go all out, go crazy with it. Yeah. But you're stepping outside the box while also making it like, yo, this is fly. Like, anybody could wear this for real.
Yeah, no, I think that's important. Like what you just said, people would step out and like they would just keep going out. Where like, for example, like the street that we're next to, like stepping out would be right there, but people would continue going all the way over there. But I'm here like teetering like this. So I think that's kind of like how you expand your audience, because if you're just too out there, your demographic gets smaller and smaller. You know, like not like there's only a certain amount of people that would wear the super out of the box type of garments.
That's true.
So my goal for me is like to make sure it's just like out the box enough, but you know, still applicable to people who are not even like into fashion like that. You know, because I have pockets at the bottom, but that's just to like hold my wallet or hold a water bottle, because I don't like to wear a book bag. So like I said before, like I want clothing to be convenient, and it's very convenient for me to put whatever small item I have in the bottom so I can walk with it, and I don't have to like rely on a book bag all the time, or like my hip pockets here because it could be bulky.
I mean, be on the lookout. So many fly pieces coming out. Let's end it with this magic trick. And I know you got pockets down low. Are you able to just magically pull something out of one of these pockets? Can you show the viewers something?
Oh, I don't know. Let's see. Oh, yeah.
My God. Convenience.
Convenience.
Again, pieces coming soon. I hope to see you purchase.